My name's Jake, welcome to the channel. You're joining me in sunny Carlisle, which is a fair way from where I live. And that's because we're on tour again. Hey! So I finished work yesterday, finished a bit early, got home, packed the bike, and we got straight off. So we got to Carlisle last night at about 7:30. Had something to eat, a couple of beers, and now we're on the road, heading north. We've got a little bit of M6 this morning, which is going to be a little bit boring. So I'll keep this intro short and sweet. We'll cut the shit out. And hopefully you will join us at Kintyre Castle. So on these trips we like to find a castle if we can, because we like a castle. And we've happened to have found another abandoned one. The Kintyre Castle has been abandoned since the 20th century. It dates all the way back to the 1200s. And it's housed Mary Queen of Scots. She stopped there for a little bit, and the Galloway Viscounts. A lot of the history seems to just be guessed though. It's a lot of the history seems to be so and so may have stayed there. So we'll not get too into it because I'll probably be wrong on a lot of it. So yeah, we'll hit the road for a bit, see where we get to. So this trip we're on at the minute, just while we've got a bit of boring road and nothing to look at, and give you a little insight as to what's going on. We're heading to Kintyre. We're not headed there right away. So tonight we're headed to the Loch Lomond area. So yeah, tonight and tomorrow night I'm staying at a campsite in Luss, right on the edge of Loch Lomond. Adventure Mum and Adventure Dad are stopping at a pub in a town called Arakar. Might be saying that wrong, forgive me if I am. Yeah, so I've got 2 nights camping. I've got everything I need in this bag that's on the back of the bike. I've got myself a little OX one-man tent, and I've got a little light pack sleeping bag. So you'll all be able to laugh at me pitching that for the first time, because I have not put that up yet. I've taken it out of the bag to make sure it had everything in there it should have, but I've not attempted to put it up. So yeah, this trip's going to be a double whammy for you. And then tomorrow we're riding round Kintyre, down Kintyre, round Kintyre. What Adventure Dad commonly likes to refer to as the Donger, or the Cock of Scotland. Have a look at it on a map. In fact, I'll put a picture of it here. So yeah, we're going to ride all the way around that. That's a good, I think it's like a good 4 or 5 hours riding that, so we'll make a day of that. And then Sunday, we're going to, I can't remember where it is, but it's the place where the road to Skyfall, if you've seen James Bond Skyfall, we're going to go find that road there. And then sort of come a little bit further down, stop another night somewhere else, which I cannot remember where the hell it is. And then on Monday, we'll be heading home. So yeah, I'll turn the cameras off for now, and we'll turn back on when we get something interesting. TTFN. So just a couple more things, guys, while we're just pootling around the countryside here in Scotland. First of all, big shout out to the heroes at Tesco Carlisle. The boys and girls in blue. You nearly, very nearly, weren't able to see any of this because some idiot left all his micro SD cards at home. Yeah, I left them all plugged into my PC from when I was editing last. So let's not get hung up on whose fault it is, okay? Could have been anyone left them in there. But huge shout out to Tesco's because they've sorted me out. They had some SD cards, and to be honest, they're a pretty good price as well. Way cheaper than the ones I bought before. I mean, I think they are like Tesco's home brand ones, but as long as they store data, that's all that matters, right? The second thing, we've not long gone past a crew of about 20 odd bikers, and I held my hand up because there's so many of them. You know, you're not going to nod to everyone. You end up looking like Churchill, the nodding dog. So I just held my hand up, you know, to say hello to them all. And out of what, the 20-ish bikers that were there, I got one acknowledgement. What the hell is that about? Come on, guys. We're supposed to be a community here. Let's at least acknowledge each other. Show a bit of respect for the other boys and girls out on two wheels. We all love bikes. So why can't we just say hello to each other, you know? You ain't got to stop and chat, just a little wave will do, a little nod, foot out, whatever you want. Let's just stop being miserable bastards, yeah? And if none of them saw me, then pay more attention on the road. You should be aware of what's going on around you. So that is not an excuse. These roads are a bit nicer than what we've just been on, so hopefully it's getting good. And hopefully there's not too much traffic, because it is bank holiday weekend this weekend, so could be a bit busy. I will say so far the Kintyre has performed very well. Yesterday we had a big, well, I think it was like a 4-hour stint to get from where we live to Carlisle, and it was comfortable pretty much all the way. I did start to get a bit of cramp in my right hip, but I think that's a me problem, not the bike's problem. I had done a full day's graft before we set off, so I did have aches from the day as well. The Kintyre seems to get a lot of attention as well. People love it. When I was passing cars on the motorway, people are looking out the windows and just absolutely gawping at it. She's a beauty. Now I don't think I covered this when I did the new bike day video. Totally slipped my mind. I was just excited because I had a new bike. But when I got her, she had just over 9,000 miles on it, 9,100 and something miles on. Cone there in a big pothole. Yeah, she had just over 9,000 miles on. And the price I managed to get her for in the end was about £6,300, which is insanely cheap for a bike like this, a bike this capable. Now, she does have a few wear marks on her, a few scuffs and scrapes here and there, but it's to be expected. It's a 2019 model, and she's done over 9,000 miles, so she's going to have a few bruises, bless her. But that's what I wanted. I didn't want something pristine that I was going to be pissed off if I dropped. More potholes. Jeez. Welcome to Scotland. I say that, there's more potholes where we live than here. Yeah, I didn't want something pristine that I was going to be pissed off with myself if I dropped. I'd rather get something that's got a few knocks on it because, as I've said before, I do want to go into Europe and do the TET. So I am fully aware that I will drop this bike at some point, probably more than once. I am of course going to get some crash bars and stuff to limit the damage when I do eventually drop her. But at least then I won't be pissed off because she wasn't pristine when I got her. We're going to build a connection, build a bond. Look at this little bridge, how nice. I don't think there'll be any off-roading on this trip. If the opportunity presents itself, I may dabble, but I'm not going to go out my way looking for it. It's amazing how nice it is just to have a change of scenery. We do have similar sort of single track roads like this in Lincolnshire, but it's all scenery we know. We drive it constantly, you know. We live round there, we work round there. And I'm hoping the camera picks that up, but look at that view. Holy guacamole! Nice little bit of a small hill. So that's not quite a mountain, it's just a small one. Small mountain. Medium hill, small mountain. It's me again, I'm back. So, we've just got off a little ferry, little 10-15 minute crossing, still on the mainland. It's just brought us over to Dunoon. Yeah, it's quite a nice little crossing actually. Fairly cheap ticket as well. I can't remember how much it was, but it was cheap, I remember that. Well, it ought to be if it's only a 10-15 minute crossing. Yeah, so it's 4:10 in afternoon in Dunoon, and we're now headed to Luss, which is where I'm stopping the night, 2 nights. Getting some fuel first though, because I'm on reservio. Don't really want to run out of petrol in the middle of Scotland. It's been a lovely day on bikes. I still feel quite fresh, and we've been riding for quite a while. We've had a couple of stops like we stopped at the castle, Kintyre Castle, which was pretty cool. And then we got on the road and stopped about 1:30 for some lunch. Just stopped at a service station, grabbed some snackies. Yeah, so we'll get to the campsite. I'll get pitched up, and then I'm heading over to the pub that Mum and Dad are staying at tonight, and we're gonna have some dinner and maybe a couple of pints. Ha ha ha. Hoping they've got some nice ales on tap. When we got up to Carlisle last night, we just blatted it all the way up the motorways and A roads to get here as quick as we could, or to get to Carlisle as quick as we could. So there was a Toby Carvery within walking distance. We had to walk over to there. But the only problem with it being a Toby Carvery is it's mainstream, so all they really had on tap was lagers, which is fine if you're a lager drinker. I'm just not really a lager drinker. It gasses me up too much. So I'm hoping the pub tonight has got a nice ale, a nice bit of food, and the company will be amazing. So that last tank of fuel, the Kintyre, got about 181 miles. Bear in mind there was a little bit left in my reserve, so that wasn't empty, so I could have probably pushed that to 200 miles. That's 200 miles is kind of what I get on the KTM when I take that touring. So make of that what you will.